Sometimes you just want to make a meal out of what you already got in the house. You don't want to go shopping, and that's how I feel this week. So this week I'm going to bring you 3 different recipes using what I already have in my pantry, and we're just going to hope and pray that these are winners. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. And I can't wait to tell you today about Wild Grain. We have really been enjoying their breads and their pastries and fresh pastas. We'll get to that later. I went to Aldi a few days back because I was getting some things for some freezer meals, and I needed 1 green bell pepper, but they don't sell them by 1 at Aldi. They sell them in a pack of 3. So we've got 2 more left over. I've made stuffed peppers before here on my channel. I've done them in the crock pot. I've done them in the oven. Tonight we're gonna do them in the oven. We're gonna use a jalapeno from my garden. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm so excited about it. Field trip. We're gonna use this red one right here. I've got this one and then another one growing back there, but is that the only, oh no, we got another one growing over here. There we go. I'm so excited. Okay, a trick I really like from one of the stuffed peppers recipes that I've done in the past is to, instead of stuffing them whole like this, I'm gonna cut them in half and lay them flat. And we're gonna put them in the microwave. You put just a little bit of water in a casserole dish and put them in the microwave and cover them for about 5 or 6 minutes, just checking on them. It softens them up just enough so that they are plenty soft when they come out of the oven. You don't have to bake them quite as long. Now that we've got those going in the microwave, I've had this heating up to about medium high. So let me grab my ground beef. Let's add that in. Please. You're just gonna hang. Hello. Oh. Wow. Okay. There we go. Into that ground beef mixture, we're gonna add some onion. Let's go add this to our ground beef. We're just gonna let this cook down. In the last couple of minutes, we're gonna add our jalapeno in there, so I need to go chop that up. Okay, so Steven just added some taco seasoning to this as well, along with the jalapenos. And it was about 3 tablespoons or so of the taco seasoning, which is about a pack. This is almost done, and our peppers are good. They were in for 5 minutes. I'm gonna empty the rest of the water out, I think. Actually, I might leave the water in there just so they don't dry out so easily when we put them in the oven. So we've got red enchilada sauce. That's gonna go in. We're gonna do about half of that can, but we're also gonna add some to our rice that we're gonna make as a side dish. So that just gives it a little bit of something. And we could always add, if you want to make it more of a creamy mixture, babe, we could add a little bit of sour cream, or do you just want to leave it like this?
I think that looks good. We can throw some sour cream in there. I'm not afraid.
Go grab it out of the fridge. You ain't scared?
I'm not scared.
Okay, so we got some sour cream here. I'm going to throw just a little bit of that in there just to make it a little creamy. I'm going to turn the heat down to about medium-low. Just a big old spoonful. Oh yeah, just to make it a little creamy. All right, so we're gonna let that hang out here. The oven is preheating right now. I forgot to do that a while ago, to 350. So we're gonna let that do its thing. We'll turn this to low and just let it hang out. And I'm gonna get started. Oh, I fogged y'all up. You're welcome. Okay, we're gonna get started on the rice. We're just pouring the rest of that enchilada sauce in there just so that we don't waste it. But we're doing 1 cup of rice, so we need 2 cups of liquid. So he's just gonna add the rest in with as chicken broth. There we go. We're gonna bring that up to temperature. So I shredded up just a little bit of cheddar cheese and Monterey Jack. Let me give this to someone special who's licking her foot. Hey Lou, I got something better to eat. Hey, Grace. There you go. Okay, so he is gonna go ahead and load up our peppers. Yum. Okay, this came up to a boil, so I added in our 1 cup of rice. I have just turned the temperature down, and I'm going to put the lid back on. And Steven is popping these in the oven. We'll put cheese on them towards the last 5 minutes or so. So we're gonna set this timer. Let's do it for 18 minutes because that's how long the rice needs to cook. And then at that point, we'll put the cheese on. All right, it's about that time. We're gonna top these with some cheese.
Top these with cheese. Ouch.
What'd you do?
I burnt it myself.
Gosh. That's gonna go back in for just a few minutes. Okay, this is almost done. Steven is gonna squeeze a little bit of lime juice in there for the last few minutes because why not? We had a lime on hand, so that's what we're doing.
Put the lime in
The coconut.
There.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn this heat up a little bit for these last couple of minutes. Hey, I'm hungry.
I'm ready to eat. It's gonna taste good. Man, this looks really good.
It does look really good.
Oh, I love stuffed peppers. Yes. Oh, spicy.
Good.
Lots of flavor in that meat.
Oh yeah.
Let me just taste the rice by itself here.
This is pretty good pantry meal, I have to say.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, good. It's different than we've ever made it. We just...
Put some enchilada sauce in there.
There you go. Gives it a little bit of flavor. What'd you say? Oh, anything else? Or is that it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. There wasn't enough cheese? Even though I gave you more cheese off camera, it's still not enough? Okay.
All
Now.
right, look, here's what we're going to do. Look,
wait,
we don't have to set this up. Look
wait.
at how fast we can talk. Watch how fast we can talk. Look at this. These are frozen pork chops we got out of the freezer. Okay, all we're going to do is thaw them out. We're going to put them in some warm water in the sink.
Not warm water, cool water, yes.
And they're going to thaw out. It's going to take a little while. And then once they do, we're going to tenderize them.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're talking about tenderizing. We're not talking about like, ooh, we're going to tenderize these. That's not going to happen. We're going to get on it.
Pantry challenge night. Again, we did not go to the grocery store.
That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to do it for veggies.
I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there. I've got green beans in there. We can always do green beans.
Can do green beans, yeah. Oh, in there. Yeah.
Yeah, canned green beans.
Green beans, we can do that. You know, ooh.
We got some of that good rice. That Charleston red rice that I get from that company.
Yeah, that
you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
That's what we're going to have for dinner.
What kind of bread do we have? Do we have any bread?
We do have bread.
There you go.
Do you want maybe some sourdough?
Yes. That sounds really good.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
Okay.
See?
We got dinner
Pantry
plans.
meals coming together.
That's right. Okay. We'll see y'all in a little bit. I'm going to thaw these out. We'll be back. Okay. These things are pretty thick. So, they're still a little frozen right there. But most of it is thawed. We're going to go with it. This is what we're doing. Okay. I'm going to go grab some not parchment paper. Not wax paper. She'll get it in a minute, folks. Plastic wrap and put over it so I can pound this without getting juices everywhere, because that's not ideal. I mean, that's pretty good. Look. I feel like Steven's gonna be proud. I'm gonna trim this fat. I'll be back once all of this is done. I have to say that I quite enjoyed that process. They're super thin now, so that when we fry them, if they're too thick, obviously they'll burn on the outside and they won't cook all the way through. So these are ready to marinate in some buttermilk. And I already have buttermilk on hand. Not a ton of it left, so this is a good use for it. And this is gonna hang out in the fridge for about an hour. In the fridge we go. Y'all know, if you've been here for a while, I am not a baker. That doesn't mean I don't enjoy nice baked goods. I just don't like to bake them. Wild Grain is the first bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, artisanal pastries, and fresh pastas. I had my doubts, but y'all, we've been using it for a couple of months now and it has surpassed all of my expectations. Wild Grain partners with small bakers and pasta makers all across the country to keep the tradition of artisanal and nutritious food alive. Unlike bread that you get at the grocery store, Wild Grain uses a slow fermentation process that can be easier on your belly, richer in nutrients and antioxidants, and can help lower blood sugar spikes. Here's my favorite thing. I don't have to think ahead. I don't have to take this out of the freezer. All of it comes to my door frozen. I take it straight from the freezer. No need to thaw. You don't thaw this. And put it straight into the oven. And in 25 minutes or less, it's done. So if you are like me and you're not a baker, but you love nice breads, you should give Wild Grain a try. You can build your own box so you don't get bored. Wild Grain is constantly adding new or seasonal items. So each time you build your box, you can try some new things or just stock up on some of your favorites. Something else that's really great, for every membership, Wild Grain donates 4 meals to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Many times I will purchase nicer breads from the bakery section at the grocery store. I bring it home, and within a day or two, it's moldy, and either we've eaten some of it and we can't eat the rest, or we waste the whole thing. You almost have to buy it day of. That's the great thing about wild grain. It comes to your door frozen, it goes straight into your freezer, and then straight from the freezer right to your oven, to your table for you to enjoy. So if you want to check them out, click the link in my description box or use my code MANDY30 to get $30 off of your first box. Plus, you're gonna get free croissants in every box. And their croissants are so flaky and buttery. Give wild grain a try and thank me later. So I'm gonna be doing my green beans tonight. I'm gonna do them the shortcut way. I'm gonna share that with you in just a second. If you've been around for a while, then you know we love our green beans a certain way. I do have the recipe on my website. You can go to the recipe section and just type in green beans and it will come up. I will also have it linked below in the description box, so you can just click that link. But on mandyinthemaking.com, on the home page, if you scroll down, there is a section where you can sign up for my newsletter. I just had my first newsletter of the year go out this week. So if you don't want to miss out on the newsletter from here on out, go ahead and sign up. So I do 1 newsletter a month. You'll get 12 this year. But I give you some great tips in there, just a little more insight into what's going on behind the scenes here at Mandy in the Making. So if you haven't already signed up for the newsletter, go do that. When you sign up, you will get an automatic email sent to you immediately with 5 of our family's favorite recipes. Okay, so I've got this medium skillet heating to about medium high. Instead of using bacon today like I normally do, we're gonna use this handy dandy jar of bacon grease. If I am in a pinch, if I don't have any bacon thawed, or if I'm just kind of in a hurry, this is what I do. Is it better when you use the bacon? Yes. But this still gives you just a little bit of that. I use about a tablespoon or so. So we're gonna let that melt. And while that melts, I just drained my green beans. I like to use the Italian cut. You can also use frozen green beans if you want to. That's totally fine, but you do want to drain them beforehand. And we're gonna let these kind of fry in the bacon grease for just a couple of minutes. While that's hanging out on the stovetop, I'm gonna prep this. If you've never tried this, I do recommend. I discovered them at a holiday fair in Greenville, South Carolina last year and went back this year to get more. This is my favorite one, the Charleston red rice, but they have other flavors too, but you can check them out. I believe it's, there it is. It's savortheflavorsc.com. It is so good, and you don't have to add anything to it. You just dump this in and that's it. It's got so much flavor. Okay, this has been going for several minutes. I'm trying to knock things over. I've got chicken broth. We're gonna add that in to pretty much just cover it. It's gonna come back up to temperature, but I'm gonna add in some garlic powder. I just eyeball this. You just add as however much you want to. Something else I add is brown sugar. About a tablespoon or so goes in. That little bit of sweetness kind of offsets the savory, and it's wonderful. So let's stir that around. It has come back up to temperature, so I'm gonna turn the temperature down. Let that just hang out while we do everything else. I'm gonna bring my water up to a boil for my rice, and then I need to preheat my oven. Hello.
Hello.
So what are we doing?
We're gonna put a lot of flour in here.
We're making a mess? All right, so we got some flour going in, and what else are we gonna add?
And then we're gonna add some of these breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. Look at that. I mean, might as well just use your hands. And our pork chops just came out of the fridge.
A little bit more. I put a little bit more in there.
Oh, your Aunt Robin just texted me.
Okay.
First of all, hey Aunt Robin, thank you for watching. Second of all, she said the sauce that Nanny used to put on her asparagus.
Yeah.
She said it was cream of mushroom soup. I have to look to see what else it was. So it wasn't a cheese sauce, it was cream of mushroom soup. She said it was the only way that she would eat it back in the day, but you didn't like it?
I mean, it was not bad.
Well, you were a kid too.
You know,
I don't know a lot of kids who love asparagus.
I will say this, I think it was her asparagus that turned me on to asparagus. So eventually I kind of grew into it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like an acquired taste.
But it was actually really good. I mean, like, her asparagus was really good.
Okay. Hey, Aunt Robin, thank you for watching and thank you for that information. He's gonna go wash his hands. We've got lots of flour and breadcrumbs here, ready to go. Do you want to season it at all too?
Yes.
Yes.
Got to season it.
We're
gonna put some color in it.
Okay. Will you close that?
For $5.
No.
Okay. Look here, we're going to
Seasonings.
seasonings.
All right.
How about a little paprika?
Paprika?
Paprika and a little cayenne pepper. This is cayenne pepper. We're just going to look.
Okay, what
and
else
then
you
a
got?
little bit of paprika.
Is it regular paprika or
yes, regular
smoked?
paprika.
Okay.
We're just going to add a little color to it.
Okay.
Now,
I need more, obviously.
yes,
About
you
out.
do. We're going to also put a little bit of garlic powder in there. And now, we're going to take our wet hands and we're going to put them back in here and do this number.
Do it to it. What else are you
We're
adding?
going to add some ground pepper in there.
Okay.
We're going to add some salt too.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
there we go.
You
Now,
gotta mix it up again.
mix her up again.
He loves frying up stuff, y'all. This is one of his favorite things to do. And it's one of my least favorites, so
I enjoy it.
we make a good team.
Mainly because it tastes better.
It does taste good. All right, so what are we doing? We're doing Crisco today. Oh,
We're going to put a lot of oil in here. A lot of fat.
I mean,
It's necessary.
it's what makes it taste good. All right, he is gonna go ahead and coat one of our pork chops. I'm trying to get a good angle here, y'all. There we go.
I like a good deep bowl.
Yeah. So we don't make as many messes.
That's right.
He's checking the temperature of our
Oil.
oil. Oil.
Oil. Almost ready. We wanted about 350.
What's it at?
It's about 350.
Oh, well then let's go.
There goes one.
One down, one to go. We'll do a batch of 2 and then we'll plate those up and do the other batch. We've got green beans going here. Our rice is almost done. It's only got that much longer. Then our sourdough only has that much longer. Can you believe there's no cheese tonight? Little Lou. Ma'am, there's no cheese. I'll give you some pork chop, okay? Okay. Ooh, look at that color. Our rice should be done. You see that bay leaf? That even comes in the bag. When I say I didn't have to do anything, I mean I didn't have to do anything. It's great. So let's remove the bay leaf. And then I'm just kind of fluffing it up. And I'm gonna put the lid back on it until we're ready to eat. What were you
I
saying?
was going to say, you got to keep turning it because you don't want it to burn on the bottom.
Right.
You got to keep
And
turning.
that's why also you want it super thin too, so that you're not,
Right.
it's not charring on the
You
outside.
actually want them thinner than that.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's all good.
I thought I did good.
You did do good.
Okay.
But you want them super thin.
He's checking the temperature. We're going to take them out at about 155. So, learn from my mistake. I flattened them out really well. However, they kind of seized back up in that buttermilk. So I re-flattened these 2 so that they would cook more evenly and quicker. Just a heads up. I mean,
Looking really tender.
very tender. I got the knife out, and you definitely need the knife, but
You don't really need it.
I mean,
you probably just cut it.
it looks super tender.
It is.
A pork chop can be super tough if you don't do it right.
I just use my fork.
Oh, you just use your Cole said he just used his fork. He didn't even use his knife, and he's cut it. Oh, see? We did it right.
Tender, juicy, crunchy, good flavor on the crust.
Yeah,
It's not like super overpowering, not too salty, none of that stuff.
right.
I love it. It's
Good.
fantastic.
All right. Well, let's dig in. Yeah, I was going to say, try some of that rice.
That rice is awesome.
Yeah, we've had this rice once before. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
I think I bought 2 things of it last year.
Oh, that's good.
It's so good. I mean, a gravy would be great on top of these pork chops too. But standing alone, they're just fine.
Good
Green
green
beans. I'm so glad. Oh, you know what we forgot? We forgot the bread. So I need to go grab the bread.
All right. Sourdough bread.
That's right.
And it's really soft in the inside.
Very
Look at that.
soft, yes.
Oh, boy. I just want to take that right there and eat that.
We've been really impressed with all of the breads, pastries, everything that we've gotten.
A lovely sourdough bread. Very hearty piece of bread, too.
It is. All right, y'all. I'm finally going to dig in. These 2 have been eating like crazy. And they definitely approve. So another pantry challenge dinner done well. Would you like some pork chop? Okay. More, Mom. Was it good, little girl? Okay. Something I almost always have the ingredients on hand for is chili. This particular recipe is my great-grandfather's recipe. This is a very simple chili recipe. I'm going to change it up just a tad tonight just to make it a little bit smokier than usual, but it's super simple and you probably have all these ingredients on hand, so let's make it. As soon as I turn the camera on, she knows that that means she's the star of the show. Okay, we are going to set this to medium high and put our ground beef in. Okay, I've got 1 pound there. I think the original recipe is 1.5 pounds, but I usually just do a pound. So I'm gonna dice this onion. I am gonna use my little chopper today. So fast and easy. All right, let's head over to the stove. Let's add this in. I don't know if I mentioned, today is actually pretty warm to be January, but it's been raining all day. It's been raining for the past few days. So this is the perfect night to have some chili. Okay, while we wait on that to brown, I am going to make my own tomato sauce just because I don't have a can, but I did have tomato paste. And you can just do this can of tomato paste along with a can of water and make your tomato sauce. If you are ever in need of some substitutions, or if you don't have something on hand and you're like, I'm pretty sure you can substitute something for that, you need to check out my free printable on my website. So not only does it have substitutions, tomato sauce, 1 cup. You use a 1/2 cup of tomato paste and a 1/2 cup of water, but it also has all the conversions like liquid measures, dry measures. It has the temperatures you need to cook your meats to. It also does grain ratios and cooking times. And then it also has a conversion from crock pot or slow cooker to Instant Pot. So it comes in handy. It lives on the front of my fridge. It is free. You just head over to mandyinthemaking.com and scroll down on the home page of my website. And it's right there. You can just click download and then you can print it and put it on your fridge. So I could definitely just do that in the pot, but I'm gonna go ahead and just mix it up here. Okay, and let's add the water in. You know what? I'm being so careful because I have a new little hoodie. No, it's not a hoodie. This little shirt that I have on is brand new and I don't want to get it stained. My mama and daddy gave me a really cute apron for Christmas. I'm gonna grab it. It says, hey y'all. So that way I can make sure I don't get any tomato paste sauce, whatever, on my new shirt. Okay, let's go back over to the stovetop. Okay, I soaked up a good bit of the grease. There might still be a little bit in there, but it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna add in 1 can of pinto beans. I did not drain it. You could do kidney beans. I think that's what my great-grandfather used, but my mama always used pintos and Stephen and I prefer pintos, so that's what we're doing. You're gonna use 1 cup of ketchup. You need a can of diced tomatoes. I'm using fire-roasted diced tomatoes just because I love the flavor. Here you would add in an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, or in my case, this tomato sauce. One-handed does not work. I'll be back. We're gonna use about a tablespoon of chili powder and then about a 1/2 tablespoon of chipotle chili powder. Whew. My grandfather's recipe just used a 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder, but we like to smoke it up, so that's why I'm using the chipotle as well. And then having those fire roasted diced tomatoes is gonna help too. And then we're gonna put in some salt. I don't really measure that. I just take after my Nana till it feels right. This is gonna simmer here on the stove for at least 30 minutes. I think my great-grandfather would let it simmer a lot longer, but we get a little antsy. We ready to eat, so. I made it a little different this time with fire roasted tomatoes and with chipotle chili powder.
Oh yeah, that's definitely coming through.
Smoky?
Smoky chipotle flavor there.
Good.
Very, very delicious.
Added some sour cream and some cheese.
Yeah, very smooth texture.
Good.
Oh,
it
yeah.
is a staple at our house. I almost always have the ingredients to make a good chili. So that with our sourdough bread, we eating good tonight.
Oh yeah.
It's
really
a rainy, chilly night, and this is perfect chilly weather. Ha!
Chilly weather.
It's a chilly night.
It's a chilly night.
I'm
That's
so
right.
punny.
Yeah.
Cole is giving me a look right now.
Mom joke.
Mom jokes, dad jokes, we got them all. All right, y'all. Y'all should make this one if you've never made it this way before. Give it a try. Okay, so you'll have to let me know below when you are not going to the grocery store for the week and you're just going to be digging through the pantry. What are some of your favorite things to make? And so something that you always have the ingredients on hand for. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.